Hey, let's look at this 15-year period when the Democratic Party turned their back on the racists after Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act on July 2nd, 1964, and the Republican Party stepped in and said, hey, we'll take those people. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Calls here. Leslie in Central Square, New York. Hey, Leslie, what's on your mind today?
Hi, Tom. This is very important. Just give me a minute or so, will you please?
Sure.
In this election, had 70 million Republicans voted, and in Hillary, it was what, 30 million? And that's terrible. It's just going to keep progressing. And the fact it comes from, on like Fox News, not because they lie or anything. I watched 4 shows in a row, screaming and hollering and screaming and hollering. It comes from the brainwashing. They go to that show for that hype. They don't even care if it's true or not. They don't care about none of that. They want that feeling, and they stick to whatever the line is. Vote for Trump or whatever, no matter what truth comes out anywhere else or lies. They don't care none about that. That hype is what drives them, okay? And if that doesn't stop, we'll never win an election again. We have to go after that and stop it. Fairness doctrine or what?
Yeah, I don't think the fairness doctrine is going to save us, but I do get what you're saying, and I think that we do need to be, the Democrats and progressives need to be messaging better. The fact of the matter is that the Republicans have basically rigged the system. They've rigged the media. They've got this huge right-wing echo chamber. They have rigged a whole bunch of states so that even though the majority of people in Michigan, in North Carolina, in Wisconsin, and several other states vote for Democrats, for Congress, for the Senate, for the House. Well, not so much the Senate, but for Congress and the House, and the governorship. You end up with Democratic governors because it's a statewide office, Democratic secretaries of state. Excuse me, but the representation in the House of Representatives and in their own legislatures is entirely Republican, even though they're minority Republican states. And those structural things are getting worse. They're going to get worse this year with redistricting, sadly, because the Democratic Party did not put a priority, actually didn't have the resources to put a priority on capturing some of these state houses. It's terrible. Leslie, thank you for the call. Ronnie in New Berlin, Wisconsin. Hey, Ronnie, what's up?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. With Thanksgiving here, I am so thankful for Stephanie, you, and my local Devil's Radio in Madison, Wisconsin. You guys have me so much more informed than I ever was. But I need your help trying to figure out the history of how the Democratic and Republican parties basically swapped sides and how the electors, how the people went along with this. Because it was, and basically I'm looking for books or something that you could recommend. I mean, like, the Republicans freed the slaves, but the Democrats fight for people of color today. And
right. That swap happened in 1964, July 2nd, 1964, when Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act.
Right. But like, how do you? I mean, you don't really make an announcement. Hey, we're Republicans, so we care about keeping the debt down and we want to lower taxes, whereas before we did this, or we're Democrats and we didn't care about people of color before, and now we do. I don't get how
it was a 16-year process, Ronnie, and ended with Ronald Reagan becoming president in 1980. But that 16-year process, Kevin Phillips chronicles it pretty well, actually, in one of his books. You'd have to pop through, your favorite bookseller. I'm sorry, I don't remember the title of his most recent book. But Kevin Phillips, who was a Republican and no longer is, does a good job of chronicling that time.